Hi, my name is Dr. William Balanoff, and I have a question for you. When's the last time that you've updated your website? You don't know the answer, do you? Look, we're really good at being dentists. It's what we were trained to do. But as far as this website and this whole internet advertising thing, we have no idea what's going on with all of that. We rely on our company, our website company, to help us do that. And if they haven't updated your website in the last week or the last month, you're probably using the wrong company. Because if your website is not updated on a regular basis, the money that you would spend to try and drive patients to your practice is being wasted. And that's what I want to explain to you. My next question to you is, what is user experience and what does it really mean to redesign my website? Because I thought I had done it 5 years ago and everything is good. Nothing's really changed at all. Well, a lot has changed. This UX, user experience, becomes such a critical piece of the puzzle. If things are not designed a certain way in your website, when patients come to visit your website or potential patients come to visit your website, they get confused. What we want to be able to do with our website is to have those potential patients do one of two things. We want them to call the office to make an appointment, or we want them to fill out a form with the intention of making an appointment. If your website is not designed around those two key ideas, then your website is not designed in the modern way of thinking about how your website presents to potential patients on the internet. Some of the questions you need to be asking yourself, for example, if I challenged you right now to go to your website and you're going to start clicking on some of the buttons on your website, do they really go where they're supposed to go? For example, if they click on the phone number, will it actually dial to your office? If they were to click on another call to action button, which is maybe a form fill, does it actually go to the form fill? And is the patient able to use the form fill? And more importantly, is that form fill being sent to somebody within your organization who's going to respond back to that patient within minutes? Those are the questions that you need to start asking yourself, which is, does my website work? Do all the little buttons and all the little links, do they work effectively? And are patients having a great experience to where they're going to want to either call the office or fill out the form so they become a new patient? Because if those things don't work, the patients feel, not necessarily correctly, but they feel, if you're not going to be able to manage your website properly, how are you going to be able to manage my dental situation? So your website becomes a reflection of you, even though you actually have nothing to do with the management of your website, because you're a dentist. So you be a dentist and allow a very proactive company start to manage your website effectively to bring patients to your practice. So doctor, we discussed the user experience, what your website looks like, the little buttons and the little clicks that your potential patients would be pressing when they start to navigate your website, and that includes the phone. That phone experience becomes really important. If your website hasn't been designed or updated to look good on somebody's phone, that's about 85% of the traffic that you're going to be getting for your website. Why does all of this matter? Because you're going to want to spend money on ads to draw new patients into your practice. And if your website, the user experience of your website, is not 100% perfect, the money that you're going to spend on ads is throwing money down the drain. So my recommendation to you is to do one thing, and really one thing that's so important. The user experience, how you present yourself to the public, becomes a critical thing before you spend $1 on any ad. Doctor, the next big question is, what about the money you're spending on ads? And when you say to yourself, what do you mean the money I'm spending on ads? Well, if you're spending any money on internet ads, whether they're Google ads or doing all kinds of sophisticated things, pay-per-click and all these other kinds of things that I barely understand myself, what I want to know as a small business owner, if I'm spending $1 on ads, how much business am I getting because of that ad spend? And that's called a return on ad spend, a ROAS score, R-O-A-S, ROAS score. And what you're looking for is an A, because let's face it, doctor, that's all you and I get are A's. So what does that really mean? It means that for every $1 that you spend on internet ads, you should expect $5 worth of new dental business to your practice. So how does it all start? Well, it starts with what we already talked about, which is the user experience. How do patients feel when they go to your website? Do they like what they're feeling, and are they willing to want to call your office or do a form fill? Starts there first. But more importantly is the company that you're working with. Are they being proactive on the internet to make sure that you rank in one of three places? Of course, the paid ad, and we've all done Google searches. The paid ad are the people at the top. The map pack, where you see different businesses and a map right next to them, is all based upon reviews. Do you have a robust and proactive review system within your office? And of course, at the bottom of the page is the organic search, the SEO stuff. And that becomes relevant when you add new content to your website. So what you need is your web company to do three things for you. We need them to manage the paid advertising based upon patient intent when they're searching for things like find a dentist near me or find an implant dentist near me. The second thing your company needs to help you with is the Google reviews. Do you have QR codes? Those little dotted things that we see when we go to restaurants? Do you have QR codes posted throughout your office to make sure that patients give you reviews? And of course, the third thing is your website company, are they producing and posting new content every single month where you're the author, you're the authority? Because Google's going to reward you if they feel that you're a good steward of your practice within the community to which you serve. So be smart with your website company right now. If they're not doing those things for you, they're not actually being moderate, up to date, and you're spending all of this money because remember, at the end of the day, your return on ad spend should be at least 5 to 1. So with all of that in mind, start to think about where you are and where you want to be. Because if you haven't changed any of this stuff, or the company that you're working with hasn't updated any of this stuff for you, you're being cheated, and that's just not fair.